Here's a brief intro to our commercial real estate solution. There are four types of metrics that we monitor. KPI drivers, so for example, the amount of space, the occupancy, the market value of the properties, the revenue associated with them. Market segments, this is a slice by market segment. For example, multiple metrics by property type, industry, state, city, or building condition. And then we can look at the detailed cost structure of the portfolio, as well as enterprise metrics such as financials, HR, customers, and suppliers. So here, for example, if we look at the KPIs, we have the property count by property type, by industry, by state, by building condition. You can see here 50,000 properties in this model. We can look at the space, 900 million square feet, the revenue associated with these, the gross profits, as well as the market value. We can then drill down and look at the information on GeoMap as well. If we then look at the market segment analysis, we can look at it by property type. Here we see multiple metrics for the property types. For example, space, revenue, gross profits, market value, and these metrics can be adjusted as needed. We then look at it by industry, by state, by building condition. And now we'll look at an example of a drill down analysis. So if we click here, we have the high level view by property type, but we want to know more about this information. So we click here and we see here 50,000 properties, average age 12 years, the space, the occupancy, and so on. Let's say that we're interested in learning more about the properties in aerospace. We have 1,500 properties here. So we click, we see every property here. Let's say we want to pivot and look at the specific metric by sorting it. We can do that. Then we can click and see the actual property like this, and then look at it on a GeoMap. Likewise, we can do the same by industry. So now we have a disaggregation by industry. We could look at properties in life sciences here and click here and look at every property. We also have the support for filters and pivots. So for example, let's say we're looking at properties by industry, but we're looking for those properties in the state of Connecticut, California, and Arizona. We've now filtered the set to this, and we only have these three states by industry, and then we look at the data centers in these three states, and we can click here, and you can see here property type industry is data centers. Now we're going to show you how we can actually load the data in this system. So we click here, and we basically select Excel workbook. In this example, we have a worksheet with 50,000 properties. I'm going to drag it here into the data loader, and we wait for a few seconds. The system is processing it here, and here we've just loaded 50,000 properties in the system. And so we have the ability to analyze with tremendous breadth and depth, and we have the ability to ingest the data very, very quickly, and we can standardize basically the analysis across the entire portfolio of real estate assets. Thanks so much for listening.